I grew up in very, very rural New Mexico, about as far down in the southwest corner of New Mexico as you can get, in a very small town. I grew up in a big family. I'm the oldest of 5 kids. I've got 4 younger sisters, and so I grew up in a community where family and relatives and neighbors and community was everything. So I gravitate to that. I love being in a community where people know who you are and you know who they are. There's not a day that goes by in my life here in Logan where I don't meet somebody that I've taken care of. Whether it's at the gas station, at the grocery store, the movie theater, Lowe's, Home Depot, it's really, really fun to be able to meet people that you've taken care of, who look at you and wink and smile and say thank you or something like that. I grew up with a dad who hurt all the time. And I didn't really know the reason why my dad hurt so much, but there wasn't a day, a week, a month that I don't remember my dad, seeing pain on his face. And I remember later on as a teenager learning more of the details of why he hurt. And I often wondered, why was it that he couldn't get help? And wasn't there something that someone could do to help him get through his day and his week? He was a very hard worker. He worked in a copper smelter, and he worked a lot with his hands and really used his body hard. And I remember thinking one time, wouldn't it be nice to be able to learn how to, or at least find somebody who could help this man? I remember when I started my training as an anesthesiology resident, and this had come on the heels of spending 4 years in the Army practicing general medicine in Germany. And I fell in love with working in a clinic. Worked with patients all day, soldiers all day, and helped fix problems. And I just loved talking to people. I loved helping them figure out what was wrong with them and what we could do to help. I started my anesthesia training, and I really second-guessed why I was doing what I was doing. And a mentor of mine at the time, a friend now, pulled me aside and said, "You know what? I know what you've been through, and I know the training that you've just completed. You've been in the Army, and I think I know how you can jump from this to something else, and it might click for you." And he introduced me to pain medicine. And I remember doing my first day in the pain clinic, and I went home and told my wife, I know exactly what I want to do. And it feels good to be able to have a skill set to be able to look at somebody and say, I can help you. I think I know what's wrong. And we've got some options here. We can work through this and then that and then that. And I think we can eventually get to a point where we can either A, fix this, or B, help you live with this a lot better than you've been living with it. When you hurt, you often get very despondent. You get depressed. You worry that this is going to be your life from here on out. And a lot of people, they don't know what they don't know. They don't know that there are options. Come and see us. There are likely not just one thing, but multiple things that can be done to investigate and then figure out what the problem is, and then what then can be done to be able to help you get better. So there is hope.